China has banned Bitcoin again. Kind of, sort of, but not actually really. In this video, I'm going to break down what the heck is actually going on with the China story, as well as discussing what is really going on in the market right now. Because here's the deal. There is a lot of fear and uncertainty and doubt going around in the market right now, most of it being stoked by the media, meaning that whales are after your Bitcoin. The institutions are here. The institutions have brought their big money games with them, and they are after your Bitcoin. And with the video that I did yesterday showing that most of the people right now selling are people who have bought recently. They are panic sellers getting out, escaping before Bitcoin goes to zero. In this video, I will break down what is going on with these stories for you. My name's Lark. Every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. So if that is a topic that you'd like to learn some more about, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button, and of course, click on the notification bell to know when I put out a new video. So let's go ahead and turn over to the charts. So there's not really any sugar coating what's going on with the charts at the moment. Currently, the price of Bitcoin has gone down 40.82% from the recent all-time high to the low of today. Currently, the price is sitting just under $40,000. Now, a dip of 40%. That is a scary, scary move for Bitcoin. I understand why new investors are getting so freaked out, because a 40% dip in your investment, that's pretty serious. If you have bought the top and you're still hodling on, you've got some strong hands, because that is the kind of drop in an investment that will shake any investor. And look, we did see a lot of really big drops back in 2017, so massive drops during a wider bull cycle are not in of themselves a totally crazy thing, especially when they're these high FUD driven kind of events like exactly what we're seeing now. And we're going to get into those stories here more in a moment. But the one thing that I do not like and is not really good at all is that currently Bitcoin is just flirting with, just sitting here on the 200-day moving average. Now that moving average, that is basically like the bull market line. So when Bitcoin starts closing under the 200-day moving average, that is bad news bears. And unless we get a quick recovery, if we do close under the 200-day moving average, the daily candle has not closed yet. We still have quite some hours for that to happen. But if we do close under the 200-day moving average, not good. That could start a wider bear trend, and we could actually start having some conversations about how bad things could get at that point. But right now, we have not closed under the 200-day moving average. I think this is a critical line in the sand for Bitcoin, so let's see if it does hold. Now, I personally did buy more Bitcoin today, so I added another Bitcoin to my stack at $41,000. We'll see how that plays out over the long term. If Bitcoin drops back down to $30,000 or something like that, not saying that it will, but if it does, I will buy more Bitcoin, averaging in over time on these massive price corrections like we're seeing right now. So yes, let's hope that we see the price closing back above the 200-day moving average. That would, I think, give a lot of hope back into the market for investors, for traders, that we could actually be seeing that reversal coming in. If we close under this 200-day moving average, well, I guess we'll reconvene tomorrow if that happens to be the case, but it would certainly not be an awesome thing. Now let's take a quick look here at the RSI as well, because this is very, very interesting. So the RSI, you can see here, currently down to around 25. Now that is the lowest reading on the RSI in a very long time on the daily charts. In fact, the last time the RSI was this low was all the way back in March 2020 during the super mega sell-off because of the whole COVID crisis thing. Before that, we did see some pretty big sell-offs that we did get lower readings on the RSI back here in November 2019, as well as in September 2019. And before that, we had November 2018. That was when the Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin fork happened, or sorry, as the Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, Satoshi Vision fork. So many forks of Bitcoin. Who can keep track of them all? But that was that big event that happened there. It was a big hash power war. All kinds of crazy stuff happened. So the point being that when we see an oversold reading on the RSI like we are currently experiencing, they tend to be quite rare events. We can count the number of oversold readings on the daily RSI on one hand over the past couple of years. So that's a pretty extreme market event. Now, of course, the thing that does need to be pointed out is that every time after these massive oversold readings, the price has rebounded significantly. Now, sometimes that's just a temporary relief rally like we saw here or here, but in a couple of situations, it was actually a massive market turnaround like this one here. And of course, the March 2020 turnaround that saw the markets going absolutely freaking crazy. We could still go lower for the RSI. We could still go lower for the price. Again, we need to wait for the daily candle to close to get those confirmations in to see if we do stay above the 200-day moving average here or not. I hope that we do. Bitcoin may have other plans. We'll see how much people continue to panic based off of the current news. But these oversold readings, I hate to say it, but it's true, tend to be really good buying opportunities. Now, obviously, if the market continues to crash, the RSI can go lower. You could get better buying opportunities coming up. But since I am not a clairvoyant and things have not confirmed yet, I will take a little punt at some Bitcoin today. As I mentioned, I did buy some. If the price drops further, then I will buy some more. But I'm lucky to have that cash on hand because I've been practicing what I preach over the last 6 months during the crazy altcoin season by managing my risk and taking freaking profits. So because I've been continually taking profits, I've got a large stack of stable coins there and ready to buy up market dips to add into my key assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum for the long term. So if you find yourself in a situation where, I wish I could buy the dip, or why didn't I take any profits, just keep those feelings and those thoughts in mind for when the market turns around so you can play it a bit differently next time and not get yourself caught in a bad position. By the way, if you want to trade some Bitcoin, super volatile markets, of course, right now, but if you want to trade some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, some Cardano, some Polkadot, if you want to gamble on some Dogecoin, well, Femex is the place to do it, is the top futures trading exchange for crypto. And if you use the link down below in the description to sign up for your account, you can get a $150 sign-up bonus. So that is just for making your first deposits, doing your first trades. And as well, they are currently running an insane $2,000 trading bonus promotion. So all you have to do is deposit some Bitcoin. You can deposit as little as 0.01 Bitcoin, get a $20 bonus, up to 2 Bitcoin, where you can get a $2,000 bonus. Just click on the first link in the description to get signed up for that. Now let's get into the news. What the heck is freaking people out? Well, Nathaniel Whitmore summed it up pretty well. We have the Elon Energy FUD, Tether FUD, China ban FUD, used for crime FUD, regulatory FUD, so much FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market. Elon Musk, of course, kicked it all off when they said that Tesla won't accept Bitcoin for payments. Thanks, Elon. I mean, really, thanks, Elon, for getting these strong dip motions to come in here where people can come in and buy the dip for the brave-hearted, obviously. But the China ban FUD, probably the biggest one, but there's other things going on. We also had some stuff with BINANCE late last week where it was misreported that they're, getting in some big legal trouble, and actually they're working with authorities and all these different things. The OCC, so this is the comptroller of the currency, they've been signaling that they may be less crypto-friendly than the previous heads over at that institution. So, look, regulations for crypto, they've always been coming. They're a continually growing thing. We see new regulations coming all the time. That in itself is not something to be worried about. But the real thing, the thing that's freaking everyone out today, anyway, I mean, the market was already really, really sensitive. People were already scared because of the whole Elon thing and the energy stuff and the other FUD that's been floating around. And then China China, man. China. They banned Bitcoin again. Again. Come on, China. Come on. What are you doing here? Again with the banning. Well, that's what people are hearing anyway. That's what people are believing. That's what is being reported by Reuters and, of course, being re-reported by CNBC and all of the other mainstream media outlets who are, of course, owned by mega corporations who are incestuously linked with major financial organizations and who are backed and owned by the elites that want to take the Bitcoin from your pocket, the money from your pocket, and put it into their pockets. There is a long-term game going on here. Just look at the last week. All this coordinated FUD, all in a week's time. They know how to just pile it on and pile it on and pile it on to break you and break you and break you psychologically to trick you into selling your Bitcoin. I'm not selling my Bitcoin. I'm keeping it. Long-term wealth-preserving asset here. Every Bitcoin in my hands is one less Bitcoin in the hands of JP Morgan and all these other manipulative institutions. Now, look, that's just me. You have to make your own decisions on what you want to do with your own finances, your own money. But that is my plan anyway. So what's up with this China banning Bitcoin thing? Well, what's interesting is that this current FUD from China is not actually new news, which I find very, very interesting because as Xiao Wang points out here, he is an entrepreneur from Asari. He's a great Twitter account to follow, shares lots of great information. So this particular story is not new, and China didn't just ban crypto. It's actually China, 3 different Chinese organizations came together, like a banking organization and a couple different guys like this. They came together, and what they said is that they're just reiterating, writing a new statement, a new letter, just reaffirming previous laws that apply to crypto. Nothing new. Literally nothing new happened. They're just saying, hey, just a reminder about these anti-speculation laws that they already had passed some years ago. Now those laws, they do ban financial and payment institutions from the cryptocurrency business. So, for example, we've had a lot of stories recently about US banks that are starting to offer Bitcoin to their clients, mostly to the rich clients, not really any retail services yet, but they're starting to offer Bitcoin to their clients. In China, that's not going to be a thing. You're not going to have Chinese banks offering Bitcoin to their clients because of these laws, which again are old laws. They're not new laws. This stuff has been around for a while. And the other is for payment institutions to not be able to use cryptocurrencies. So that would be like, let's imagine the Chinese equivalents of Venmo or PayPal. They can't offer crypto services like PayPal and Venmo are actually offering. So it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. In China, it's still difficult for people to access cryptocurrencies as it has been since 2017. The China FUD's coming back. It's amazing. People are still not allowed to invest in token sales. That's been a law since 2017. There's still heavy regulations on what is and is not allowed. That's been a thing since 2017. There is a lot of control over the mining industry. That's been a thing since 2017. In fact, the Chinese government's pushed a lot of miners out of like Inner Mongolia, for example, where there's heavy coal mining. They've pushed them more into like the Sichuan province, where it's all hydroelectric Bitcoin mining going on. So none of this is new. None of this is new. It's being reported as something new, but I see the mainstream media doing this kind of crap all the time. They will literally retake a story from 2 or 3 months ago and just repost it on their social media accounts, like India banning Bitcoin, which of course never actually happened, but they'll say India banning Bitcoin, and they'll just repost that like it's a new story, but it's a 2-month-old story, a 3-month-old story. And here we have a situation where Chinese regulators have come out just to remind the public of basically what the rules for cryptocurrencies are within the country, also reiterating that speculative nature of cryptocurrency trading and investing, and that's about it. That's about it. It's not a big deal, but people are treating this like it's a new China ban on Bitcoin. People are panicking without actually understanding the story, without actually understanding what the heck is going on. And what is going on right now is not actually that serious. And yet the market is panicking. It's unfortunate, but true. That is what's happening. And look, if we start closing under the 200-day moving average, that's not a great thing for Bitcoin, but that does not mean that everything's over. We're going to zero. The cryptocurrency asset class, it's not going anywhere, just like it didn't go anywhere during the previous bear market. I'm not saying that we're definitively entering the new bear market here or anything. I still think that's not the case. But just think of everything that's still to come this year. We still have Ethereum moving to proof of stake, Ethereum EIP 1559 still coming. We still have Polkadot parachains coming. We still have Cardano smart contracts coming. We still have a Bitcoin freaking ETF coming at some point, probably in 2021. All of these things are still to happen. I'm not bearish on crypto. I'm very bullish on this entire asset class. I think the next 10 years investing in this asset class are going to make people richer beyond their wildest dreams. But you've got to zoom out. If you're taking your cryptocurrency investment on the 1-minute charts or the 5-minute charts, or you're thinking about only what's happening tomorrow or next week, you're not looking at the big picture of the disruptive technology that's actually happening, of what is actually being built here, of the disruption of the financial system that's actually happening, the protocols that are doing that, and the exciting things happening to the protocols that are causing that disruption. I have never been more bullish on crypto. We did get some new news today, so it's not all bad. I just want to say it's not all bad news today. So this is from Nishal Shetty. He is the CEO of Wazir X India. It's one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges in India. He said, finally, India plans to regulate and not to ban crypto. Amazing to see progress from our government. India will regulate, not ban crypto. So see, this is what most countries and governments are moving towards. Even that story I shared with you about the OCC, that doesn't mean that the US is going to come out and ban crypto or something. That just means you're going to make some regulations in. Regulations are not the end of the world. India, this is good news. They are moving towards regulations, not towards banning. This should be a bullish thing, but people are freaking out. They're only focusing on the negative. And I know it's hard to think clearly when your portfolio is down by 40 or 50%. But this is crypto, man. That happens. That happens. I think the old blood guys, people have been around since, 2016, 2017, 2018. These kind of dips, they happen and maybe get a bit of PTSD, but you also understand why you invested in the first place. You understand what this asset class actually is and why you're here, right? What was the purpose of you actually getting into this? And look, just a couple quick thoughts to finish up here. Almost no one is going to perfectly buy the bottom and perfectly sell the top. The majority of the money in crypto is made in between, which is why I'm always saying manage your risk, right? Cool as a cucumber today. Cool as a cucumber. This is not my first rodeo in crypto. Even if things get worse than they are right now, it's only a temporary situation before the inevitable recovery. This market's not going anywhere. I'm a long-term investor, which actually makes investing in this market much, much freaking easier, because if you're just here to get rich quick, you're probably just gonna get poor really quick. That's the harsh truth of it here. But if you actually come into this market with a long-term investor attitude, there's no way you can't do well over a few year time period. That's where the real wealth is made in crypto. And during that time, you've got to take profits. You've got to manage your risk. This is absolutely freaking key to having any kind of success in this market. And of course, you have to do your own research. You have to actually have some conviction in the investments that you're making. That's why it's so easy for me to hold Bitcoin. That's why it's so easy for me to hold Ethereum long term, because I understand these assets on a very nuanced level. I have a deep level of conviction in the money that I've put into these investments, and therefore I am happy to be holding on to these investments for a longer time frame. Anyway, there's just my 2 Satoshis for today. Your question, how are you doing? How are you doing? Let me know down below in the comment section. I know the markets are crazy. I know people are getting very worried about their portfolios. Let me know how you're doing. Are you okay? Are you holding strong? Are you buying the dip? Are you freaking out a little bit? Are you freaking out a lot? Let me know down below in the comment section. It can be quite relieving to just kind of let that out a little bit and to tell somebody about what's going on. So go ahead and tell me that down in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.